Welcome back to the DriveSmart to Daytona Challenge for round number 2. We're going to be coming at you live from Dover International. This is a 1-mile track, the Monster Mile. Anytime you come to a track like this, get ready to wreck up some race cars because that monster is going to bite you. Last week we had a very entertaining finish. This week I don't know what to expect, but we got 120 laps coming at you here today. I'm joined by Robert once again. It's going to be a fun event. You can see it there on the screen now. Thank you everyone for jumping in here tonight. DriveSmart is bringing you all the action here on YouTube. Once again, it's going to be an eventful stream. The Monster Mile is going to be great. Here is the schedule. We got Daytona, 80 laps. We've done that one. Dover, 120 laps. We're doing that one tonight. On January the 4th, we're going to Nashville Super Speedway, a 100-lap event. And then on January the 11th, is on to the Brickyard, a 70-lap event. And then January the 18th, we're going to finish the challenge out at Homestead, Miami for a 90-lap event. It's going to be a fun schedule and a fun night as we are going to bring you the action. Take a look at this Dover as we are going to load all the way in right there. You see Dover International, the high bank 1-mile Monster Mile that we're going to be bringing you. 24 degrees of banking. It feels like you are jumping off of a building when you go down the banking at a track like this. This is a very fast half-mile track. We're going to take it to Robert.
Good evening, DLB. Good evening, everybody. Welcome here to Dover International Speedway here in Dover, Delaware. This track opened back in 1969, so quite a while ago. 24 degrees of banking in the turns, and like you say, it is the Monster Mile, 1 mile around this racetrack, and we've gone from monstrous wrecks at Daytona to the mile here tonight. It's going to be one heck of a show, and we're about to see if Tucker Minter can back up his victory last week at Daytona.
You heard it. You heard it there. Tucker Minter won last week. He's going to be going for back-to-back wins as we welcome everyone in. Chris from DriveSmart, Jeff Maconi, Robert Hill. What are you doing, Chris, over there? You're over there grilling.
All right, so the people have spoken, right? And Casey Kerwin said if he won and he went to Daytona, he wanted steaks. So tonight, we have steaks, right? Not only do we have steaks, or potentially mistakes, we have a whole bunch of giveaways. We have the Uber gift cards that we're giving away. We have the hoodies that we're giving away. And we're going to be cooking these New York strips right on this grill live for you guys tonight. So I am super excited, and I can't wait to see all the action.
Not only we're bringing the action and the entertainment, Chris is also bringing the food. We're going to go with Jeff Maconi.
Yeah, it should be a really fun night of racing here tonight. Dover is a very tough track. It's deceptively simple, actually, I should say. It looks like just a standard oval, but with how this place races and how aggressive you need to be and how quickly you can burn off those tires, it puts a lot into the driver's hands. I know they're always the favorites, but look to the pros here tonight. They had a race in the Coke Series here last year, and they are always strong when it has to be in the hands of the drivers. So keep an eye on pit strategy. I'm very interested to see how it plays out. 120 laps here doesn't sound like much, but these drivers will be exhausted by the end of the night.
We're going to take it through the final minutes before we go into qualified. Whew, I don't know who you guys are picking a win here tonight. Obviously, Tucker Minter took the W at Daytona, getting that win for Casey Kerwin. Can Casey Kerwin's team go back-to-back? That's the big question that we're wondering right now. Or will somebody else's team sneak up into this one?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what these drivers can do here tonight. And obviously, you mentioned Casey Kerwin's team. They went 1-2 last week with Tucker Minter and Christopher Hill taking the first and second positions. So far in practice, Tucker finds himself 6th with Christopher Hill back in 15th. And the other car that we saw pretty much dominating last week as well was Logan Clampett. He's towards the tail of the practice field so far, but like Jeff mentioned, you can never count out these pros. They know this track's like the back of their hand, and they're absolutely going to be solid here tonight.
Right now, Ryan Moyer is currently top of the chart. He's driving for Raw Gator. That is one that Raw Gator grabbed. He knew this guy has a talent, and he's showing it here at Dover. Now, will he be able to show that speed in qualifying? And in the race, only time will tell. 120 laps around here will go by pretty quick, and a lot is going to happen. Remember, this is an easy track to block. We have seen it happen many, many times. There is nowhere to hide.
Yeah, you're exactly right on that. And, you know, Jeff mentioned burning tires here tonight. I hope tires are the only thing that gets burnt and Chris doesn't burn those steaks, because we're going to be hungry after this broadcast here tonight. And we're going to be looking for some nice steaks to eat here. And why don't we go ahead and send it over to Chef Chris?
All right, so first and foremost, we're from New Jersey, right? So you know I already got the olive oil, right? You know I got the garlic, right? And I'm going to be cooking this thing at about like 425 for about 16 minutes. So these steaks should be perfect, you know, like just like Tommy DeVito, right? Like I'm like Tommy Cold Cuts, I'm Tommy Steaks tonight. So I can't let you guys down, I promise you that.
You seen it there? Tommy Steaks. So we got some giveaways coming up tonight. Chris, how about that?
All right, so we're super excited. So this week we wanted to promote driver safety, and we decided to give away 4 different gift cards for $50 for Uber, because we don't want anybody drinking and driving during this holiday season. So $50 should get you home from wherever you went to. And a lot of people went and liked it, retweeted it, followed us. So we're pretty much ready to give those giveaways now. So I'm going to go over to my production team. Let's go ahead and spin the first one. And Sacco Gibbs 9. That took me a minute to read that. I'm not going to lie to you. That was a tough one. But guess what? You just won a $50 gift card to Uber. We're going to reach out to you on Uber. Go ahead and make sure you message us back, and we're going to go ahead and give you that one. And obviously, as you see the wheel, based on how many people that had entered the giveaway, I'm sure you can see your name. So if we could, production team, why don't we go ahead and give away that second Uber gift card? Well, let's see who wins this time. I can see my name right there. Look at it. You see it spinning, guys? It's right there on the left side. Oh, it's getting close. All right, who's our second lucky? Our second lucky winner is going to be D Jones 12. D Jones 12, congratulations. We're going to reach out to you on Twitter in your messenger box. Make sure you get back to us, and we're going to go ahead and ship that gift card to you right away.
How about that? First couple giveaways of the night. You've seen it there. We're going to give away some more later on in the stream, so stay tuned for that. If you didn't win one there, you still got plenty of chances throughout the night. We're also going to be giving away some hoodies here tonight. Take a look at this. Some of the best merch in the game. This is DriveSmartWarranty.com. Card number 91 of Kyle Weatherman. Whew, I'm loving these hoodies. They look sharp. You got to see it. Also, we got Kyle Weatherman in the chat on the DriveSmart YouTube channel, so it's always good to see the driver coming out and supporting the live streams here tonight. Hey, we all want to get our hands on that hoodie. I think we all want to win that hoodie. Hopefully, I can win that hoodie. Well, we are on into qualifying. We got 4 minutes remaining in qualifying. Let's see who's going to put it on the pole. Like I said, there's so much going on this week. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Ryan Moyer was fastest. Will he be able to go put this thing on the pole is now the big question.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see who can qualify on the pole here tonight. You see Keister currently at the top. Now Hill jumps up to the top of the charts with about 3.5 minutes remaining. Qualifying, I think, is going to be very important here tonight. You want to have the good pit box. You also don't want to have to work your way up through the field. It can be really tough to cycle from the rear of the field towards the front here without getting caught up in some sort of incident. Coming off of turn 2 here at Dover can be very treacherous, and it really tightens up off of 4 as well. So it might be a tough race if you're starting outside that top 15 to have a shot at the victory tonight.
And always going Always going into a qualifying lap here, you fall down the banking, you really just got to hit your marks good. We're going to try and get EJ in here very soon, but a qualifying lap here at Dover is no easy task. It feels like the banking is ridiculous. When you drop off, and if you miss your marks by just the minor amount, you can overshoot the corner, it'll ruin your entire lap, and then guess what? You're starting at the back. So you got to be careful to be mistake-free here at Dover, not only in qualifying, but also in the race. That's the big thing about this track. Tires are going to get eaten up here today because they're going to get burned. So right now we are going to bring it to DJ, who has joined the chat. What's going on, DJ?
Hey there, happy to be here. I'm on vacation, but I'm still tuning in, helping my team out however I can, and I really hope to see us take a couple dubs today.
Absolutely. So Daytona was a fun one. You had all your cars bunched together for that one. What's the team strategy do you have for your team going into Dover?
Well, we tested a little bit, trying to figure out what lines were good for long run, because we think this is going to string out. Hopefully this isn't a big wreck fest. We think it's going to get to some good long run racing. If it's a 2-stop versus a 3-stop, or a 1-stop versus a 2-stop, I mean. So a lot of things can happen in this race. It all really depends on if cautions fall in an inopportune time, and if we just have the speed to begin with. But I trust my guys. We got some really good people out there.
Absolutely. You got a great team. We're going to bring it to Robert.
Yeah, obviously tonight here at Dover, a little bit different than what we did last week at Daytona. What's going to be the biggest challenge for your drivers here tonight, and how are you going to keep them focused for the job at hand?
Well, I think the best way for me to keep them focused is by shutting up, honestly. I talked a lot to them during the Daytona race because, it's Daytona. Part of it's being loose, part of it's having fun, especially during this parts where it's not super intense. But Dover, that's concentration pretty much the whole lap, I would say. There's a lot that you got to be thinking about through the whole way. Not a lot of straightaway to be just kind of dozing off. So I will probably be there to observe more than anything, chime in if there's a caution about strategy, maybe give a little bit of info about where people are. But other than that, I want to be out of their hair.
So there you go. You heard it there from DJ. Thank you so much for jumping in here, DJ. We always very much appreciate you. So qualifying's coming to an end, and Falkenhelm is top of the chart with Minter in position number 2, position number 3, Stewart, Hill, position number 4, and Hall is going to round out the top 5. So last week at Daytona, we seen the first part of that race pretty much go green flag for the first 50 laps or so. Are we going to see green flag racing here from Dover? I'm thinking the first half of this thing will be clean, and then we might get a junkyard.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this race goes. I think the opening 10 laps or so might dictate how the first stage of the race will go here tonight. Is it going to be high intensity, action packed, and everyone kind of pushing a bit harder than they should? Or are they going to play it safe, try to wait it out a little bit and make their push gradually towards the front? But qualifying looks like it has just wrapped up here. So the field getting set, just going to do a final check there, go down, find their pit boxes, and make sure everything's good to go for tonight's race.
We're going to bring it to Jeff to talk about the cars, the setups, and everything involved with that. On to Jeff Maconi.
So these races in the DriveSmart to Daytona series are all fixed setup, which means, like I said earlier, it falls into the hands of the drivers to make sure they're taking care of their equipment, making sure they're getting the most out of the car, and making sure they don't wreck it. It's very easy to do here, especially off of turn 2 and turn 4. You can just drift up a little too much and catch the wall. But I think what you're going to see here is the guys that are fast 40 laps in when we're expecting pit stops to start are going to be the guys that go really slow at the beginning. You'll see them drop back, not let just let people by, not fight anybody, and be very, very smart on their tire conservation. Another thing about Dover is there is a grip strip right on the bottom, right next to the apron, where if you can get those left side tires as low as possible, where you're just basically painting the line between the apron and the track, you will pick up so much grip and save your tires that way. It's very hard to hit it correctly, but if done right, you'll save a lot of tires and keep a lot of speed up.
You heard it there. The game is tire wear. You got to save the tires if you want to win round number 2 of the DriveSmart to Daytona Challenge. It's the only way. Also, you got to survive, and you got to keep them tires intact. It's not going to be easy throughout the night, but that's what these drivers are thinking about. If you don't want to push it too hard. We're going to check in with Chris and see what he's cooking up. What are you doing?
All right, so
seasoning on that?
Right now we have to season the steak, so we got our good old blend, right? We got salt, pepper, garlic, right? We're going ahead and season these steaks up. We got this thing completely heated up to 450. We can't wait to throw these things on. These steaks are going to be beautiful, right? I really want the best driver to win. But ultimately, somewhere in the next 20 to 30 minutes, I want to eat these steaks. I want to cut into them. I want to see how good they are on the inside,
Those are massive steaks. I have to say, they are some of the thickest cuts I've ever seen. That is absolutely phenomenal, and that is plenty of seasoning on top. Great work.
Oh no, you need more seasoning. Gotta load it up.
Look at him. He's getting the sides.
He's getting the sides in there.
Goodness.
Check out that chef hat, the apron.
Gotta get the sides, guys. If you're gonna cook a good steak, you have to get the sides.
They call me Chef Jeff off the stream. This is incredible.
Hey, Chris, what temperature are we seeking here tonight? We go medium rare, what?
So because it's an indoor grill, we're going to go with 450 for about 12 to 16 minutes. And I think we're going to be somewhere around mid-rare, right? The only way to eat a steak, in my opinion.
That's right.
Right. So I think somewhere around 14 minutes at 450, somewhere around 7 minutes, we'll flip them. We'll see where we're at. I'm not going to bang anything on the table and be like Emeril Lagasse, but you will see the process here. And yeah, I hope you guys love it. I'm going to love it. No matter what happens, I'm getting a nice piece of steak,
Absolutely. Win or lose, at least you're getting a nice dinner.
Chris is a winner no matter what tonight, DLB.
So we're going to go to the grid, and you see it there. The pace car is sitting on pit road. These drivers are getting gridded up. Daniel Falkingham on the pole. Tucker Mentor starting in position number 2 after winning at Daytona. Nate Stewart, position number 3. Christopher Hill, P4. Position number 5, Zachary Hall. And then we got Braden Mervick in P6. Looking like a very talented grid so far as we're going through it. And you can see a lot of talent through here. Garrett Maines rounding out the top 10. Bobby Zielinski, who ran so good at Daytona, almost got the win in that one. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get it done there come the end. As we're going through the field, what you thinking, Robert?
Yeah, looking a little bit further back, seeing names like Jordan Worth, Jaden Kratacci, Eric Heater, all these drivers had their shot towards the front of the field in the Daytona race last week. Of course, Joey Misevich, they're starting 21st, a very strong driver that I expect to be able to work his way forward throughout the event here tonight. As we continue to look through the rear of the field, you see the likes of Gabe Wood, Daniel Mosteler, and Corey Abbott back here in the tail end of the top 30. Rounding out the field tonight, it's going to be Case Collenbach there in 34th, so he is going to have quite a bit of work to do if he wants to work his way forward.
This is a track where gaining track position, going out and earning track position is no easy task. You can't just drive your way through the field. This will turn into more of a one-groove track as we continue and we lay down rubber, and it's not going to be easy to get these passes done. Track position is going to be key, just like the tire wear and avoiding the crashes. You see it here. The pace car is soon to be headed to pit road, and we're going to be going green flag racing for round number 2 of the DriveSmart to Daytona Challenge from Dover International. Daniel Falkingham is going to be leading them to get the green flag in car number 39 as he's waiting. Then the green flag is out. What a jump by the 39 car of Daniel Falkingham. He's going to send him in a turn number 1. Behind him, Tucker Mentor is trying to follow as he has his teammate Christopher Hill on his rear bumper.
Yeah, Tucker Minter there in second, trying to chase down your leader, Daniel Falkingham. Falkingham with another phenomenal start here in the early going tonight here at Dover. It's Minter, Hill, Muvik, and Stewart just behind your race leader as we try to single file out here. A little bit of double file action as you see that 4 machine down on the inside. That's Nate Stewart trying to get by the 42 of Braden Muvik as we're side by side for position number 4 here on lap number 2.
Braden is digging, man, but he has nowhere to go as it's a traffic jam in front of him. And that's one thing about Dover. Oh, almost into the wall. I think the 42 car may have got the wall right there.
Yeah, I believe we had some contact a little bit further back as well. Is everyone trying to find their spot out here on the racetrack, DLB? You can see it pretty much single filed with the exception of a few cars here and there through the field, just trying to find their home. And we do see a nice variety of teams represented up here in the top 10 as we ride on board here with the 19 of Christopher Hill. He came home in that second spot last week, so looking to back it up with another strong finish here tonight.
Absolutely. You know, the teammates are going to be trying to work together, but a track like Dover, similar to Martinsville, you got to find your way down to the bottom. If you don't, you're going to get trapped on the outside, and all these guys are going to go around you. If you go to the outside to try to gain these positions, you're going to burn up your tires as well. So it is kind of important to ride right now, as much as these drivers don't want to do that. But if you jump out and get greedy, it's going to cost you, and you're going to pay the price. Like I said, 120-lap race, this thing's going to go by quick. It's just an interesting note to see if we're going to keep it green flag racing or if these drivers are going to get greedy. You know, they all want their trip to Daytona.
Yeah, everyone definitely going for that Daytona trip here tonight, as we do see some double file action. That's the 86 of Pacquioli up there on the high side, trying to get by the 28 machine of Eric Heater. Heater ran towards the front at Daytona. Pacquioli had his opportunity up towards the front last week. Unfortunately, got caught up in an incident. I believe he went for a barrel roll at some point last week, if I do remember correctly. So he's going to look for an opportunity to gain some ground early and maybe settle in once he's found his peak and just ride for a little bit here. But as of right now, it's go, go, go for Pacquioli.
And he's one of few drivers right now really digging on that outside groove like I spoke about. I mean, that's the only ticket up to the front right now is to go to the outside, pay the price on the tires, and just dig. That's what we're seeing some guys do. As much as they want to go single file, you got to gain the track position before we get too spread out around here, and then you're just going to be digging for whatever you can get. You got to get it while everyone is in traffic, and that's why we're seeing some drivers get greedy.
And, you know, we're seeing teammates side by side here as well. These drivers not necessarily wanting to race their teammate, as we do ride on board here with Jaden Kurtachi. He's doing a nice job so far, up 5 positions on the day, currently running in 13th, just ahead of his teammate there. Just in behind him, that is the Dustin Kleba machine. Kleba started 13th back to 14th, so not too much movement for him early on, just trying to find his comfortable position and figure out a way forward.
Anytime you're near a teammate, that's somebody that you trust, somebody that you know is going to hopefully not wreck you. But the biggest thing I'm seeing right now is you look throughout the entire field. Nobody is breaking away. This is the definition of a traffic jam. Nobody's getting anywhere. You're seeing a few guys really try the outside, but for the most part, it's a single file train from first all the way to the tail end of the field. It's tough right now. It's hard to gain these positions, and anyone who jumps out is taking that chance of paying the price, but we're definitely seeing some guys begin to march and go to the front. We're seeing a few guys. Timmy's actually dropping to the back a little bit now in that 86 car as he's still digging on the outside. Teammates are working together. Everything's going on right now. It's just, do you want to pay the price and gain the positions and burn up the tires, or do you want to play it calm?
Yeah, I think that's a good question for Jeff. Jeff is our driver analyst here tonight. Jeff, what would your strategy be here at this point in the race? Would you be playing it calm, or would you be going towards the front?
Right now, if I'm in the top 5, I'm just riding. I'm not going to move over and let people by, but I'm also not going to drive the tires off trying to make passes. If I'm a little bit further back, maybe 20 to 25th, I'm on the aggressive side, but I'm not panicking. But if I'm 10th to 15th, I'm starting to push it a little bit. You need to be in you're on the edge of being in the right track position, so you can push a little bit more now, but you have to be very, very smart with these tires. I'm watching some of these battles a bit further back in the pack. A lot of drivers are moving up to that middle lane, and when they get to someone else's outside, they typically are getting the spot. The drivers on the inside are mostly moving over, letting the outside go by. They're not trying to burn their stuff off, or even worse, overdrive it on exit and catch the wall. It's very easy to do.
Absolutely, you heard it there. Now, Falkenham has put a small lead together. Not huge. I don't think we're going to see anyone really check out here today. The field is just too competitive, but he has put a small margin to Tucker Minter right now. And Minter is getting pressure from Braden Mervick on his rear bumper in car number 42.
Yeah, looking back there at that third spot, Braden Muvik trying to work his way forward just behind the Tucker Minter machine. Minter, last week's winners. You see the track information there at the top of the screen just momentarily, or a moment ago. Currently running a track temperature tonight of 108 degrees Fahrenheit. So on the decently high side here tonight, and you're definitely going to see the conditions change throughout the afternoon as these drivers continue to put heat in the racetrack. You do see a very tight side-by-side battle there. That's the 19 machine of Christopher Hill up on the high side. Nate Stewart down on the bottom in that 4 machine. He's trying to clear Hill and get to a bit of a safe spot. Currently running in position number 4 as Hill looking across underneath the Stewart machine as Stewart up top trying to pull Bobby Zelensky with him.
We're seeing Nate Stewart really apply the pressure, and we're also seeing Christopher Hill not want to give these guys an inch right now. So you got to balance out. Do you want to give and take, or do you just want to cold trickle this thing and drop the hammer? Right now, Nate Stewart's ready to go, and right behind him, Bobby Zelensky is moving. He is gaining positions quick. He's through the rear bumper of car number 4, and he's really applying that pressure. He's trying to make Nate really slip up here, open up that door, and really give him that bottom groove. So he doesn't have to go to the top groove and take it. So we're seeing a lot of games be played on this racetrack. Falling back a little bit right now is Christopher Hill. We have seen him drop a few positions. It makes you wonder, did he burn up the tires or is he conserving?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think he might be on the side of conserving the tires thus far. Christopher Hill, a very smart driver out here on the racetrack. He's fallen towards the tail of that top 10. But as someone just mentioned over in the YouTube chat, Bobby Zelensky seems to be on a bit of a heater right now, already up to the 5th position, up 5 spots on the day as we ride on board here with Christopher Hill, down 4 spots from the start of the race, still in the top 10. So definitely not putting himself out of it as of yet, but my strategy here tonight would be save those tires. If anyone that knows me is watching, they're going to laugh because I can't save tires at all, but you definitely want to do your best to try to save tires and have a bit of rubber there at the end.
And that's the thing right now, as we're seeing Garrett Maines go to the inside as Christopher Hill. It's not going to quite be enough to get the pass done, but he's still under attack. And at a track like this, where the racing is this tight, if you saved your tires, you are automatically going to lose a lot of positions just for that very reason. We're going to go a jump for race analysis.
The biggest thing about this track is how difficult it is to save tires while going fast around it. It's only 120 laps. It's a 1-mile track, so 120 miles. But that is quite a long time when you're behind the wheel. It is exhausting, even virtually. And the really difficult part is when it is time to pit and get those fresh tires, you've gone through them, it's like a cheese grater, you have little to no grip, and you have to get down to 35 miles an hour. That is agonizingly slow when these drivers are getting down to only about 130 in the corners at the lowest point and up to probably about 160 at the end of the straightaway. You have 3 green-white checkers, no fast repairs, and like I mentioned earlier, it's a fixed setup. Everyone's on the same thing, so this is putting it all into the driver's hands. 120 laps does not sound like much, but these drivers are going to be very tired at the end of it.
Yep, so that raises the question for me. What lap do you think they're going to be hitting pit road for tires?
The ideal would be you make it a 2-stop race. You pit on lap 40 and lap 80. But if you're focusing on saving tires, you're going to want to go a couple extra laps. I think targeting lap 42 for the first stop and then 82 to 84 gives you a little bit of wiggle room later in the race, assuming it runs green. If you run more than, I'd say, 15 green flag laps, though, and there's a caution, bring it down pit road, get 4 fresh ones, and ride it out. Pit strategy at Dover can be tough, but as long as you just keep on your marks, you will be fine.
Absolutely. We're seeing a battle form right now of Nate Stewart and Bobby Zielinski. This is the battle for the 4th position. Pecole has hit the wall in the back. He is fading, and he probably got some damage from that contact. It's getting wild here at Dover. We're going to go with Robert.
Yeah, just watching the battles here towards the tail of the top 10, you can see drivers trying to find their comfortable position out there on the racetrack. And wow, you see right there, Nate Stewart up on the high side, Bobby Zielinski down on the bottom, nearly making contact there. That's your battle for 4th as we run out here on the racetrack. Zielinski going to take another dive down to the inside. He's got Logan Clampett with him. Clampett looking for an opportunity to work his way up into the top 5 as well in the early stages of this one.
Absolutely. We're seeing some of these guys finally drop the hammer. That's a little bit exciting because I didn't think it was going to happen. We're seeing some guys really step up their pace. They took it easy at the beginning, saved up their tires, and now we're seeing who saved their tires the best. It makes you wonder if they're dropping the hammer or if guys are beginning to fall back. We're seeing Logan really try and make a move here on Bobby. I don't know if Logan's going to be able to get it done. Bobby's going to hold that position, and he's going to apply some pressure here on Nate Stewart as he's going to get to his rear bumper. Definitely the action is heating up from Dover right now. The battle for the 4th position on back is where it's beginning. Here comes Logan underneath Bobby. Can Logan get the pass done? Bobby will not give him the position. He keeps fighting back on the outside. That 83 car will not give an inch, and he's also still targeting Nate Stewart. This battle is only heating up around here.
Yeah, Zielinski up on the high side, Clampett down on the bottom. Zielinski gonna clear Clampett, and I just want to touch on this. I don't think we've talked about it much tonight. It's nearly contact there between Zielinski and Stuart. Clampett now back to the inside. All these cars have different colors on them. It's a color-coded system for the teams. The cars that you see with the red on them, such as Tucker Minter, is Casey Kerwin's team. The blue, as you see on Logan Clampett, is DJ's team. The green, as you see on Bobby Zielinski, belongs to Rod Gator. Pink, Landon Huffman's team. The purple cars are IDK Players team. And the orange is Ryan Vargas, as you see there on the Nate Stewart machine.
We're seeing Bobby really get held up here by Nate, and I think Nate just let him go. He pretty much just gave him that position, said, hey, I'm done fighting, you can take it, and gave him that position. So we're going to see Bobby Zielinski jump up to the 4th position, and now we're seeing Nate begin to fall back as this line of cars behind him are really taking advantage of that. The door is opened, their ticket to the front is now.
Right now, drivers are starting to get ready for the pit stops. We can expect to see them in probably as early as 37, and I would say no later than 45, you're going to see them come down and pit. If you have really good pace long run, you've been saving your tires, you've been smart, you can run a couple extra laps. I wouldn't go later than 45. But the biggest thing to watch out for here that I mentioned earlier is it is so hard to get onto pit road here. Don't be surprised if we see someone slide into the barrels. It's a 35-mile-an-hour pit road. These guys are on very hot tires. It is slick out there. The track is 108 degrees. When you are driving out there that fast, and as much as they are, you are going to have very slick tires when you come down pit road. Be careful of it. And they are coming in just a couple laps. It's looking like 3 wide for 6th place, though. These drivers are really trying to get the last of their time on track in the first stint.
Seeing it there, Garrett Maines really trying to get the most of this. Nate Stewart is still fading slightly. Christopher Hill is just riding this thing out. We thought he was fading earlier. I think he just saved up his tires and he's back good. But as you said, this is a difficult pit road to get down. We see it all the time at a track like this, where you'll sometimes hit the pit road wall trying to make it onto pit road. It's not an easy pit road to get into. It's very easy to get run over if you don't get out of the way as you're trying to back it all the way down to 35 miles per hour. So we're going to watch as the pit road cycles are going to begin shortly. There's a lot of action here from Dover. We're seeing it all throughout the field. Up front, Daniel Falkenhelm has still put a smaller gap here on Tucker Minter, but Minter's car is coming alive. He drove his way all the way to the 2nd position as he's going for back-to-back wins here at Dover.
Yeah, Tucker Minter trying to work his way forward towards the Daniel Falkingham machine just behind him. Braden Movick running in position number 3. He's going to try to find himself up in that fight for the victory here tonight. As well as we look further back, you see Ryan Moyer caught up in a gaggle of cars. Wide variety of teams back involved in this action, as they are currently running in around the 21st position. That's Joey Masevich just behind him, Dustin Kleba right in front of him. So these drivers, they're going to try to find track position here any way they possibly can. This is where you may see some of the pit strategy come into play here tonight. You might see drivers come down pit road a little bit early, looking for the undercut, or they might try to extend it a little bit longer, not necessarily running the same pace as the leaders, saving a little bit of extra fuel. But to me, it's all going to be about the tires that they have on board those machines. Can they extend it? Can they make it those extra laps? And will that strategy really pay off?
So my question is for Jelp right now, should you take the gamble in short pit and gain some positions, or do you keep it out so you have some tires later on into the race?
If it's me making the call, I think a 2-stop strategy here could be the move. I'm hearing some teams are going to go for the 1-stop, and that could influence the others. It's sort of a game of chess. If you don't see other people come in, it's monkey see, monkey do. You see no one else going in, you're not going to go in. But you can make a 2-stop strategy at Dover with over 120 laps work. But some teams are going to go for the 1-stop here, which means they've got to take care of their stuff all the way to lap 60, which is much, much easier said than done.
Braden was a 5th round pick, and we're seeing him show up and perform here today. I think they went with the right guys. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely think these guys picked the right drivers to balance out their teams here tonight. Braden Movick in that 3rd spot currently on the racetrack. 5th round pick. Absolutely phenomenal pick by his team. That, of course, the blue team is DJ EJ's team, and of course, great pick for the controller of this year event. And Casey Kerwin hopped into chat and said that is the steal of the century. So when you have other team leaders hopping in and saying, damn, you got a good one, you know you did pretty good.
Casey is a champion. Casey knows talent. Casey is a talent. He knows talent. I think this could be a rising iRacing star in the works here today. That's definitely something to keep in mind. But as we go through the field, there is still traffic jams all the way to the back.
Yeah, these drivers absolutely battling it out, trying to find their positioning on the racetrack, trying to set themselves up well for the pit cycle. As we are just watching here in the midfield, Daniel Mosteller trying to work his way forward. I believe that's just outside the top 10. As he gets a little bit slideways now, finds himself a home up on the high side, and he's going to try to find a little bit of comfort, as we're going to try to talk to Casey Kerwin here momentarily. We'll see if he's good to go, and then we'll have a nice little chat.
Gonna be exciting for sure. So I'm seeing a lot of guys move up to the top of the track. I wonder if that's to save the tires. We have Casey Kerwin in the chat. So Casey, how are you feeling about your team here tonight? We're at Dover. You're going for back-to-back wins. How are you feeling about the performance of your team currently?
Yeah, everyone's doing pretty good. Obviously, Tucker's up there in 2nd, running up front. Chris is up there in the top 10 as well, and Chase and Chad and Eric, they've been working their way forward. So, yeah, doing good so far on the first run. Obviously, some strategy and stuff may come into it here in a minute with, people. It's almost into the window of where it's going to be optimal if you're going to pit, but obviously there's a window for people staying out to try and catch a yellow too, so it's gonna probably shake things up a bit. So we'll see how that plays out, but so far so good, and hopefully it stays that way.
Absolutely, it's looking like a fun one. We're gonna go with Robert here.
Yeah, Casey, obviously Tucker Minter running 2nd here tonight, winner last week at Daytona. What was his expectation coming into this one tonight? And from a team leader point of view, what are your expectations for Tucker here at Dover?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, my expectations about what he's doing now, obviously from experience racing against Tucker, I know he's incredibly good. And yeah, I mean, it was a big week. Daytona really being the wild card points wise for all these guys, all these top guys, going for the championship. Daytona was big for Tucker because him and Chris going 1-2. A lot of those other guys kind of had issues, so they kind of have a nice points buffer. So another strong run here will help him into the next 3 weeks. And yeah, he's doing good. Obviously, we'll see how now that we have a yellow, but we'll see how the strategy shakes out and see how the rest of the race goes.
Thank you so much for your time, Casey Kerwin. Good luck in this one. So we are under yellow flag conditions. Ryan Moyer has went around in car number 59, and that's going to be the first yellow flag of the day. Now, as he spun, we was having cars hit pit road for the first time. The pits opened, so this is going to be interesting to see if that's going to be a lucky break for them or if they're going to get trapped a lap down.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how this pit strategy pays off here for these drivers that have been caught on pit road during this yellow flag cycle. We'll try to get a replay here. The Maconi Entertainment replay machine loads up. We'll see what happened to bring out caution number 1 of the day. That's a big hit.
I mean, it looks like he shot down, and unfortunately, Ryan had nowhere to go. He didn't look like he had any part of that from that replay. We're going to take another look at it here.
Looked like Cale McClenny came down off the high side there, DLB, into Moyer, sending both of those drivers around. Moyer definitely getting a bigger piece of the, well, I guess, poison pie, we can say, out there on the racetrack, as that car has definitely seen better days. All the drivers now down pit road for their first pit stop, and I think that one-stop strategy is now gone out the window. Bye-bye, 2 stops.
So obviously everyone's going to come in for new tires, fuel. This is a great reset. Will we see any strategy here? It does look like Daniel Falkenham is going to win the race off pit road. It was a close one between him and Tucker Minter. We're going to go with Chris, and we're going to give away some hoodies here on lap number 53. Chris?
Oh, no!
Chris?
He took the stakes and ran away.
Chris?
Stakes are gone.
Chris, you're burning the stakes.
No hoodies.
Chris. Come on.
No hoodies, no stakes.
Everyone go home. The stream is canceled. The race is over. Checkered flag is flown.
No, none of us are going to get dinner.
Hey DJ, do we have a camera that just shows that grill? Are the steaks still on there? Are they burning?
All right, listen, I'm here, okay? I just had to go
How
watch.
are those steaks, Chris?
I have a ton of oil on my hands, okay? So I'm ready to do a giveaway. But why don't we come in live and let me show these steaks that we're doing right now. All right, so right now we have a ton of steaks going on off to the, my left-hand side.
There you go.
And I wanted to go ahead and do a hoodie giveaway, right? If you were here last week, if you were here at the draft, you know what to do, right? You have to be active in chat. So everybody go ahead and type something in chat. Just be respectful to everybody else. But let's go ahead. Let's be active in chat. And we're going to go ahead and pick a giveaway winner for one of those super sick hoodies in a few minutes. And also, the steaks are coming out incredible, okay? The steaks are coming out incredible.
What kind of grill we using over there, Chris?
I have no idea. We got it from Costco, to be completely honest.
Hey, I love Costco.
There's only so many things you can bring inside of an office building without setting off the fire alarm, and that's my biggest concern right now, to be honest with you, because I don't want the fire department here. But the grill is super, super sick, and we're gonna have to flip these things in like another minute, to be honest with you. We might do that on stream. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yes, we can give away some steaks.
Yeah, we might give away some steaks. You know, they're gonna come in cooked. They're pretty good with eggs in the morning, right? Yeah, but right now, let's go ahead and give away a hoodie. So you got about 30 seconds to go ahead and type into chat. And then my production team, go ahead and roll it. And it looks like a Scott Sullivan. Scott Sullivan, guess what? You just won one of those sick hoodies, okay? So you need to do one of two things. You either need to go into DJ YJ's Discord and go ahead and ping him, or go to our Twitter at Go DriveSmart, right? DriveSmart Warranty, and go ahead and message us, right? And we are going to get you one of those sick hoodies. I'd love to stay around and chat, but at this point, I gotta flip the steaks.
Flip them steaks, Chris.
So as you're flipping the states, we are coming to get the green flag. Daniel Falkenham has led every single lap so far at Dover. It doesn't get any better than that. But now that we are all on cold, new, fresh tires, that means these cars are going to be a little bit loose going into turn number 1 and 2. And potentially that could mean trouble. The pace car is about to be ducking off here on lap number 55. This is it. We're approaching the halfway marker. This race is just now beginning. We have gave away some hoodies. Chris is cooking up some steaks, and we're going to take the green flag from Dover International. Big jump there by Daniel Falkenham. He's going to get away. Can he gap the number 10 of Tucker Minter?
I don't know if he can dab, but he can definitely gap the field as Daniel Falkenham pulls away a little bit here from Tucker Minter. Just behind him, Logan Clampett, Braden Movick currently running there in position number 4 as we're starting to see a bit of purple cycling their way forward. That is Garrett Maines. Last week we saw him start on pit road at Daytona, ended up finishing in the top 5 after adversity out there on the racetrack. So Garrett Maines, he's here to play tonight. He wants to get that win. Just watch these cars come off of turn number 2. The bumps are absolutely unsettling those vehicles, and that's going to be something to watch all night long here at Dover.
Right now we're seeing Christopher Hill on the outside. He is one of the first drivers to really jump up there and try to gain some positions. It's going to be interesting to see if he can continue marching up to the front or if this will cause him to fade some positions as they're going to get to his inside. Everyone's on the move. Smallwood is going to get around the number 11 of Christopher Hill. So here we go. A lot is changing on this racetrack. Just do you go now or do you save the tires up? Because that yellow caused a lot of change in the strategies that these teams were going with.
Yeah, they talked about doing a one-stop strategy for some of the teams. Didn't quite make it to halfway, so it's going to be a stretch. But let's see what Jeff Maconi's got to say. He's probably more of a strategy man than I am.
Well, nobody bit on the two-stop strategy at the beginning of this race, and there was a caution right at about lap 50, which is a little before halfway, so not really ideal. It'll make some crew chiefs tear their hair out, but you have to make one more stop, I think, to realistically have a chance at it. So if I'm a crew chief on top of the box, I'm telling these drivers, drive the tires off of it until about lap 85, then you come down and pit. Or you're on the opposite end of the spectrum and you're going to try and stretch it, save enough fuel, and run it out for about 65 to 70 laps. It all depends what you want to do, but taking tires here, driving it really, really hard, pushing it, and then taking tires at about lap 85, not really a bad idea in my opinion, but we'll have to see how it plays out. A caution would really throw a monkey wrench into everything.
So obviously right now, Daniel is running away with this thing. I'm wondering who you guys have your eyes on. I think Logan Clampett is like the guy right now. He's up at 3rd. Logan Clampett is running in position number 3. He's on the move. He has gained a lot of positions from the very start. That 44 car is moving.
Yeah, definitely not a bad pick there with Logan Clampett, but I'm going to go a little bit further towards the tail of the top 10, actually currently running 10th, and that is the 15 machine of Jaden Kratacci. He's up 8 spots from the start of this race, started 18th, currently running 10th, and I definitely think that he's working his way forward at the right pace, not pushing it too hard, not doing anything too risky, and he's picking them off one by one. Watch for that 15 of Kratacci to be there in about 57 laps.
Absolutely, a lot is going to change right now. I think just the big question is, can we get a new leader up front, or is Daniel going to run away with this thing all the way to the end? We haven't seen anyone get near him to challenge him. He put it on the pole, as we're seeing Logan drop back, as Bobby Zielinski is going to take over the 3rd position.
And you know, DLB, we talked about Braden Movick being a 5th round pick. Also a 5th round pick here is Kratacci that I just chose as my race pick here tonight. So that 5th round producing some absolute heaters in the draft.
So we're seeing Bobby Zielinski really put the pressure on for position number 2. He's closing that gap. Maybe he's going to be the guy to go up there and challenge the leader. It's just a matter of time, and also how hard do you want to push it? I think Bobby's going to find his way up to the 2nd position. We're going to go with Chris and take a look at his stick flips.
Chris is muted, but he's acting like a DJ about his steaks over there.
Hold on here. All right, because this thing is sizzling so loud. All right, so I have it muted. So I can't flip the steak right now because I just flipped it one time. And you know, anybody who knows a perfect steak, okay, you don't flip that thing more than once. All right, so we're about 4 or 5 minutes away from these perfect steaks being done. Right, we got a whole lot going on, and just remember, we got 2 more giveaways. We have a few more hoodies to go out, so I'm super excited about this. But let these steaks take some time, boys. Let them take a little bit of time.
You know, DLB, my favorite comment we saw in the YouTube chat was somebody mentioned that this is a Jetsons type grill. I don't even know if you remember that show, the Jetsons, but that is that's quite a good comparison for the grill that Chris is using tonight.
So we're under yellow. Zachary Hall went around. He got the bumper from Nate Stewart, and that sent car number 32 of Zachary Hall around. So we are under yellow flag conditions on lap number 68. This is the second yellow flag of the day, as we're going to take a replay right here. Definitely looking to be a wild night. You see the 32 cup out into the wall, lights out. He got the bumper from Nate Stewart. Obviously, just some aggressive driving on track right now as the pressure is beginning to hit. We're past the halfway mark. It's go time here from Dover. Pits are opened.
Yeah, somebody just mentioned as well in the YouTube chat that it seems like anytime we bring someone in to talk, a caution comes out. So if you're looking to mark down the next caution, just wait till we bring someone else in the booth.
Absolutely. Second yellow flag of the day. How many more are we going to get? And are these drivers running out of patience? That's a whole nother question. It seems like everyone's coming in for 4 new tires. Will there be any strategy off pit road first? I think it was Daniel Falkenham, but it was close as Tucker Mentor nearly beat him out.
Yeah, Falkingham taking advantage of that first pit box, able to get back on the gas pedal relatively easy compared to the rest of the field and not have much room to need to go before he exits pit road. But great battle off as we have about 50 laps to go when we go green here shortly.
Absolutely. We're going to go to a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
And welcome back to the DriveSmart to Daytona Challenge from Dover International Raceway. So we're going to bring it back to Chris and get an update on them steaks. What's going on, Chris?
Listen, these steaks are done, bro. They're perfect. You want to see them?
I want to see them.
You want to see them?
Yeah, we want to see them.
Dinner is served. Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
they're a perfect one.
Even got those grill marks.
Oh, you already know. Even though it's an inside grill, look at it. They're perfect. Okay. Right now, I just want you guys to know we're about to do a hoodie giveaway. So you know what you have to do. Go ahead and be active in chat. Go ahead and start typing. We're going to give you a sick hoodie. We got four gift cards away to give away. Those are going to come at the end of the chat. I'm going to pull off this last stake.
Absolutely. So we're coming back and get the green flag. Daniel Falkenham has led from start all the way to lap 71. He's going to go early. What a jump by Daniel as that 39 car is going to check out going into turn number 1. The battle is on for third. Will anyone be able to go get Daniel?
Yeah, great jump there by Falkingham. He's got Minter, Clampett, and the 26 machine just behind. That is Garrett Maines. Bobby Zelensky rounding up the top 5 as they run here. Currently seeing side by side. Maines up on the high side. Clampett down on the bottom. Maines going to get the advantage here off of turn number 4. Clear himself into position number 3, but Clampett going to try to battle back there on the inside. We're going to be single file for the top 5 with side by side. It's Hill on the high side for position number 6.
Clamp it down to position number 4, but he has a car to his outside. That's Christopher Hill coming to his outside. We're going to give away some hoodies, so back over to Chris, who is over there grilling and giving away some hoodies. It's time.
I'm not going to give away a single hoodie until you look at the inside of the steak. Do you see how perfect it is?
Oh, man.
You see how perfect it is? Give me my zoom. Look at that. That thing is perfect mid-rare, bro.
George Jetson and his barbecue grill nailed it.
This one is for Casey Kerwin for winning last week. And then go ahead. Let's go ahead and roll that. And we have a Lacey Rodriguez. Lacey Rodriguez, guess what? You just won a hoodie. You didn't win a steak yet, but you won a hoodie. So we're going to go ahead and eat this now and enjoy some racing.
Absolutely, you heard it there. Congratulations on winning that hoodie. You see Chris cooking up some steaks, so we are still under green flag conditions. Man, so we're seeing Tucker Minter really cut into that gap of Daniel. This is the first time we've seen him charge, but take a look at the battle for third as it's heating up. Garrett Maines side by side with Bobby Zelensky. The battle is on. Bobby's going to have the upper hand with the inside groove. He's just going to bob it on in there, and now hitting him with the crossover is Garrett Maines because Bobby just opened up that bottom groove. Very, very defensive line there by the number 83 by Bobby Zelensky as he's going to get to the inside of Tucker Minter. Almost contact as Tucker is still hanging on to the second position.
Yeah, what a battle we have here for second through about 4th on the racetrack. It's Tucker Minter currently in that second spot. Bobby Zelensky looking for every opportunity to get by him. He took a look low, took a look high, wasn't quite able to get there. Garrett Maines just behind, as well as Christopher Hill. Hill, of course, finished up in that second spot last week at Daytona. Looking for another solid run here tonight. And again, I have to shout out Jaden Kurtachi, currently running 8th. He's up 10 spots on the day as we ride on board here with Chad Oxendine currently running in that 12th spot just outside the top 10, up 5 spots from the drop of the green flag tonight, looking for more. Watch for him to maybe have a shot at the top 10 here with just over 40 laps remaining in this one. Lots of drivers getting really close to that outside wall.
Fight for the lead is on. Bobby Zelensky just got around Tucker Minter on the outside, and now he's to the rear bumper of Daniel Falkenham. We have not seen anyone challenge for the lead all day, but we're seeing Bobby drop the hammer on lap number 80. The clock is ticking. There's 40 laps remaining, and here he comes to the inside. Will it be enough for the lead? He's going to send it in deep. They're side by side. To the point goes Bobby Zelensky. Just can he clear car number 39 without making contact? Oh, almost contact off turn number 4. It's getting tight. Who's going to make it through and who's going to take the lead? Who's going to clear? Oh, Bobby just bobbed it on in there. Slide job, but he opened up the bottom groove for Daniel Falkenham to hit that crossover. So now Daniel is going to have the inside. Where do you want to be? Inside or outside? Put Bobby Zelensky clear to the lead on lap number 81.
New fastest lap of the day. It's Bobby Zelensky with a 23.474, and that has put him to the top of the board here, just ahead of Daniel Falkingham. As we look a little bit further back, that's Jaden Kurtachi in the 15 machine trying to hold off Logan Clampett, chasing down Garrett Maines as Maines up on the high side. Now we see these drivers trying to duke it out. Maines up top, Kurtachi down bottom. that got really tight off of turn number 4. Nearly contact there between Mains and the 53 machine up on his outside. That's Nathan Keister. Keister up 7 spots on the day, so a great drive for him once again. Another driver that was up towards the front of the Daytona field, looking for an opportunity here to capitalize at Dover and come home with another solid points day.
Seen a lot of drivers get shuffled. Logan Clampett has fallen down to the 8th position. Remember, he was up there inside the top 3, but as we're going through the field, there is a lot going on. Some drivers are getting shuffled big as we got another traffic jam.
Yeah, Braden Movic down on the inside, currently running back in the 21st position. We saw him up in the top 5 earlier on tonight, nearly contact again. Oh, that's a hard hit to the outside wall for the 07 machine of Cale McClenny. We saw McClenny involved in the incident earlier tonight with Ryan Moyer. The McClenny machine came down off the outside wall into Moyer, nearly actually does make contact there with Braden Movic. Movic now going to try to work his way towards the front once again. These drivers all under a blanket. This is a gaggle. Oh, there we go.
There they go.
I think this is going to be a yellow.
Knew it was going to happen. It happened. Some drivers are getting aggressive. It's go time, and we seen it right there live.
Yeah, that was definitely that was a wild incident there. Quite a bit of tight racing. We saw door-to-door contact a couple of times there on that lap, but unfortunately, contact leads to yellow, as we'll take a look at the replay.
We're going to see the 42. Who came up? Who came down? They definitely try to pin the 42 down, and oh, man. I don't know. That was a tough one.
Yeah, I think that might lean more towards a racing deal of sort. That was Gabe Wood up on the high side in that 04 machine. Braden Movic on the inside in that 42 that got caught up in that wreck. But just unfortunate for these guys getting caught up. Still fairly early, about a third of the race to go as we watch again from another angle here. Riding on board, I believe we're with Braden Movic here in 42. Yeah, just 2 drivers going for the same spot on the racetrack.
Ran out of room. So pit road is open. Bobby Zielinski is going to lead him down the pits. Daniel Falkenham with that first pit stall. Can he take advantage of that and get his track position back and retake the lead?
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to see what happens here with strategy. Zelensky still there on pit road. We'll see how quick he can get off, as we do see some drivers exiting pit road. Garrett Mains there. Looks like he's going to get ahead of Tucker Minter. I think Garrett Mains going to take the top spot. 2-tire strategy there for Mains, DLB.
That is wild. And also, Tucker Minter got off pit road in position number 3, putting Bobby Zielinski all the way down to the 4th position. Lost 3 positions on pit road. This is going to change everything. That pit stop was one game changer. Now, if you're Garrett Mains, if you're on 2 tires, is this the right call? He knows how important track position is, and that's why he's doing this. But will 2 tires hold up come lap 20? Will come lap 120? I mean, we're running out of time. We got nearly 30 laps remaining.
Yeah, Jeff, how are we feeling here about Garrett Main's strategy with 2 tires?
It can definitely work if you're feeling very tight in the car, and as long as you are operating under the understanding that it's going to be slick, it's going to feel very different than anything you felt all race, you can make it work. If anyone is going to do it, I would rather it be one of the Coke drivers, because they are probably best suited to handle it. But we shall see how it ends up working out here. Track position is king, especially when you've got a race that may devolve into multiple cautions from here to the end. I'm not saying that's what will happen, but what could happen at a track like Dover.
Absolutely. So we're seeing tire strategy come into play. We're going to try to catch a word with Raw Gator here, but it's going to be interesting. I don't know if 2 tires are going to hold up. I trust Garrett Mains. I think he's a heck of a talent. I think he can get it done, but 2 tires at Dover is going to be a little bit rough on a 30-lap run. We're just going to have to wait and see, because them 4 new tires are going to be charging to the front, and they are going to do it quick. As we bring in Raw Gator. How you feeling, Raw Gator? And also, how you feeling about your race team and their performance for tonight's event at Dover?
Honestly, I was feeling a lot better. Like, I mean, honestly, the caution is a good thing for Zelensky. I think he pushed a little hard, but he also had the lead and now he's fourth. But I think he can just do the same thing he just did and get back up to the lead. Otherwise, if we're talking about other guys in the team, we got another green car right behind Zelensky, and then we had a couple wrecks earlier in the race. It seems like every time we cut to see what happened in the caution, it's one of my guys getting wrecked, but it's okay. I think Bobby's still gonna win.
Absolutely. I think Bobby is a great competitor. We're gonna go with Robert.
Yeah, obviously Bobby had a bit of a different pit strategy there, taking 4 tires rather than Garrett Mains's 2. How do you feel about that call? Would you have gone 2 or 4 on this pit stop?
I think I like the call for where Mains was. I think he needed to do 2 tires just based on where he was in the field. I don't think it's going to work for 30 laps. I think he wants maybe a 10-lap run and then have everyone come down to pit road with him while he's in the lead. I think that's what he's hoping for.
So, Raw Gator, this is Chris with DriveSmart. What do you think about our steak?
I saw them. I couldn't tell like how they were cooked. How were they cooked?
All right, so they're perfect mid-rare, right? 134 on the inside, right? Outside is super charred. Is that how you like it?
Kinda. I kind of like medium lately.
No.
You heard it there from Raw Gator. The green flag has dropped. Garrett Mains on 2 tires up front leading, but pressure is coming from Tucker Minter going for back-to-back wins as he's pulling down, trying to take the lead. They're getting wild at the back, but the battle for the lead is on. Can Tucker Minter take the lead and beat the 2 tires of the number 1 of Garrett Mains? Also, Daniel Falkenham trying to gain back everything as Bobby Zelensky trying to gain back what he lost on pit road.
Yeah, Garrett Main's currently your leader on that 2-tire strategy, trying to hold off Tucker Minter just behind him. Like you mentioned, we do have Bobby Zelensky, Daniel Falkingham, and Christopher Hill up here in that top 5 as well. And I've noticed another name creep into the top 10 that we haven't really mentioned here tonight. Chase Schaffer back in position number 8. He's up 6 spots on the day, very quietly working his way into that top 10 in car number 99. So a nice drive for him here today at Dover, driving for Casey Kerwin. So another one of those red cars working his way forward. Kerwin showing that he drafted a very strong and consistent team across the board.
You can put the top 10 cars under a blanket. If you're Tucker Minter, I think you got to try to get around Garrett Mains quick. If not, you're going to hold up quite a line. And here he comes. He's tried the inside. Couldn't get it done as Garrett slammed the door on him. We're going to see what's going to happen here with car number 10. I think he has to go to the outside. But the risk of going to the outside is losing all of this track position behind you. Do you just wait for the tires to give out on Garrett Mains, or do you stay glued to his back bumper or try to get around him on the outside? There's a lot of different challenges going on with this pass. It's not going to be easy. Here he comes to the bottom. The bottom groove is opened. Tucker Minter is going to put it to the lead if he can just get that car to rotate. The 1 is pinning him down, and there's contact as they're side by side. Almost a crash. That's going to give the lead back to Garrett Mains, and he's not going down easy here tonight.
Yeah, Garrett Main's trying to do whatever he possibly can on those 2 tires. You know, eventually they're going to start falling off, which they very well may do rather quickly on this sequence of events. Tucker Minter are going to look to get by him relatively quickly if he's going to go for the push strategy here, because the longer he gets stuck behind Garrett Mains, the quicker those cars behind him, such as Daniel Falkingham, are going to close that gap and really just be able to pounce once he does get by. But you see the battle here. It's Mains holding that middle lane, making his car extra wide, going for every opportunity to block off the runs that Tucker Minter is getting. As Minter goes to the inside, it's Minter on the bottom, Mains up on the high side. We're going to look to be side by side through 1 and 2, but Mains doing a very, very nice job getting those runs on the high side off the corners and holding off that 10 machine of Tucker Minter. But Minter going to battle back on the inside as we continue to be side by side here, coming off of turn number 4.
more contact right there. So we're seeing Garrett Maines. What he's doing right now is trying to pin down that bottom group. Every time Tucker Minter has made it to his inside, Garrett has pinned him down to the point where it's basically run me over or let off the gas. Tucker has cut him a few breaks so far, but you're seeing the tempers begin to flare as there was contact the last time by. Tucker is only going to put up with this for so long before we get a big crash up front, but also Garrett is doing exactly what he needs to do. If I was in this position, that's the only way. Your own older tires, you got to pin these guys down. You're not putting them in a bad position. You are simply running your own race and trying to do everything you can do to win. But we're seeing a line of cars get stuck behind him as the laps are winding down. We have 20 laps to go this time by. We're running out of time. The clock is ticking. It's go time. It's now or never. We've seen Tucker Minter slow it down a little bit. He's tried the outside. He's going to try to arc it down, try to set up a good run down the back straightaway and see if that's going to be enough. Can he potentially get to the inside this time? Not going to happen. We're seeing Tucker try the outside. He's trying the outside, trying to get to the outside. It's not going to be enough, but will he open the door for the guys behind him? Wild all the way around side by side for the lead. Minter trying the bottom again. Not enough to get it done as he's still trying to. As we're going to bring in Ryan Vargas. How are you feeling about your team here tonight, Ryan Vargas? So we are still live here from Dover International Speedway. I don't think we got Ryan on here quite yet, but the lead is heating up. Battle is on. Whoa, contact again. Minter into the door of Garrett Maines. Getting wild. It's getting bumpy. We're going to try to get Ryan Vargas back in here at some point. Right now, it's looking entertaining, man. All around, the racing is incredible. This is the battle for the win up front. Who's going to get it done? Here comes Daniel Falkenham looking for the second position, and don't count out Bobby Zielinski.
If I'm honest with you here, DLB, I do think Tucker Minter starting to wear his stuff out a little bit, battling here with Garrett Maines. Maines up on the high side as Minter pushing up. This is not going to end well as they beat and bang off the side of each other there. Minter nearly gets into the left rear of the Garrett Maines machine. This is just going to open the door for the likes of Falkenham and Zielinski to get by these guys. But I think Minter's going to need to use that bumper if he wants to get by and have a shot to actually take the win, because at this point all he's doing is giving Falkenham and Zielinski further opportunity to just come up and steal the victory from them.
I think right now, the two best guys in the best seat right now is Falkenham and Zielinski. They're still side by side for the lead. More contact that time. We have seen these guys beat and bang every lap for the past 10 laps now. This is incredible. So Tucker has not been able to get the outside going. He's really quick on the bottom. Garrett is pinning him down every single opportunity. I am impressed with Garrett Maines right now on that two-tire strategy. Can he potentially steal this win? He wasn't the fastest guy here today. He wasn't the slowest guy. But he played a strategy that put him in a winning position that can potentially get it done for him.
As we take a look here on the racetrack, Logan Clampett looking up to the high side behind Christopher Hill, trying to get by him and work his way up into the top five as we ride on board here with the driver of the number 44 machine. He takes a deep dive down to the inside, now finds himself holding that fifth spot, but Christopher Hill gonna try to battle back, see if he can get that spot as he gives a little kiss to the rear bumper of the Logan Clampett machine. Top five currently all chasing down victory here tonight as Garrett Maines continues to lead with just 12 laps to go. It's Maines, Minter, and Zielinski up there. Falkenham as well as Christopher Hill and Logan Clampett. All these drivers have a good opportunity to take victory.
We're seeing pressure mount. Daniel Falkenham has made it to the back bumper of Tucker Minter. We questioned if Tucker may have burned his tires up. It's looking like that may be the case because his car is dead in the water right now. Or he's just taking it patient right now and hoping the one will burn his stuff up. But nobody's saving their tires this late into it. Next time by, we got 10 laps remaining. You got to go now. And you see it, Daniel Falkenham to the bottom for the second position. Will the 10 pin him down? Daniel's going to send it in deep. Will there be contact off turn number 4? They're all going to get off clean, but this is only going to open the lead up for Garrett Maines.
What a tight battle we have here. 3 cars under a blanket for that second spot. Minter currently holds the spot that the other drivers do on Zelensky. To his rear bumper, here comes Falkingham and Clampett. Clampett going to go all the way up to the wall, see if he can get a run off of turn number 4 here. Gets to the rear end of Falkingham, takes a dive down to the inside. Logan Clampett has arrived on scene, and we have to see how quickly they can get by the Tucker Minter machine, because now with Minter wearing out his tires, this is playing into the hand of Garrett Maines, who has done a nice job on that strategy. As you see Zelensky trying to, that's Clampett, sorry, trying to find that grip on the racetrack as he was on the inside of Bobby Zelensky.
A reminder, at the end of the stream, we're going to give away some Uber gift cards here as we got Christmas coming up, so stay tuned for that even after the race here. The battle is on for the 4th position. Logan is trying to find his way around Daniel Falkingham. Logan Clampett is the driver on the move right now. He's passing these guys. He's charging. He may be the fastest car on the track currently, but Garrett Maines, with the strategy he played.
I see a bumper on the racetrack there, DLB.
Yeah, we got a car slow in turn 1 on the apron here as he's parked. That's car number 30 of Kenny Real. His car is broken down in turn number 1 and 2.
It's real junked.
Is dead. His car is junked currently, but we're running out of time. That's not going to be a yellow flag. We are going to keep this race under green flag conditions.
I'm not sure who the other car was involved in this. There was an orange car, part of Ryan Vargas's team, that was involved in this one. As we see side by side, Minter goes for a slide on the inside of Bobby Zelensky. He gathers it back up, slides up now in front of Daniel Falkingham. This is getting a little hairy as we're coming around to 5 laps to go, and it's Garrett Maines out front. These drivers not giving each other much room at all, as we nearly saw contact there. Falkingham and Minter, as Minter now dives back to the inside.
If you're Bobby Zelensky, this is your chance. You saved your tires better than everyone. It's go time. You don't have much time with 4 laps remaining, as we got some big slide jobs here for the 3rd position. Tucker Minter trying to hold on to everything it's worth to keep these positions, but time is a factor. Garrett Maines is getting his lead cut into right now by Bobby Zelensky, but is there enough time?
Bobby Zelensky is not gaining fast enough right now in order to catch Garrett Maines. He gained about half a tenth. He needs to be pulling over a tenth a lap in order to catch him, to even get to his back bumper. Right now, Zelensky does not have the pace.
Talked about early on how track position is key. It's very important, just like tire wear. But right now, Bobby's going to try to open it up. You heard it there. At the pace he's at, he's not going to get there.
As we're coming around, I can hear the freezer starting to creak open. We're about to get those popsicle sticks and put them in the air for Garrett Maines, as he's going to face 2 to go this time. We have 5 teams represented here in the top 5 with just 2 laps remaining, and it's Garrett Maines looking to take the victory for the Raw Gator machine. Or no, actually, he is driving for.
Garrett Maines is coming around to take the white flag from Dover International. He played the strategy. He done everything he needed to do. He's just hoping for no yellow flag now. The white flag is waving for Garrett Maines. 1 more lap around the Monster Mile, and it's going to be a win. All he has to do is survive. Don't make a mistake. Do everything right, and he's going to get back around. Final time through turn number 3 and 4.
Garrett Maines down into turn number 3, driving the number 26 for the IDK player team. Coming off of turn number 4 for the final time. Checkered flag. It's Garrett Maines taking the victory with a 2-tire strategy here tonight.
I can't say enough about that strategy. I didn't think it was going to work. I doubted Garrett Maines on this one. I thought the tire wear would be too much. He played it. He proved me wrong, and he got the W.
Absolutely phenomenal strategy, pays off for Garrett Maines. Top 5 is Garrett Maines, Bobby Zelensky, Daniel Falkingham, Tucker Minter, and Logan Clampett. Great drive by those drivers here tonight. My pick to take the victory ended up coming home in 22nd tonight, Jaden Kritachi. So unfortunate for him, but fortunate for the IDK player team. And you see these drivers celebrating together there on the front straightaway, DLB.
Absolutely, you see it, man. Teamwork is the dream work. Stay tuned because we're going to be giving away some Uber gift cards, but we're going to go straight to commercial and we'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back to Dover International Speedway. We just seen Garrett Maines play the 2-tire strategy and get the W. So we're going to be taking a look at the results right here. As you can see, Garrett Maines with the win, Bobby Zielinski, position number 2, Daniel Falky now in P3, Tucker Mentor, who won at Daytona in position number 4. Whew, it was a eventful one. Nate Stewart grabbing a top 10. Daniel Smallwood grabbing a top 10. Christopher Hill with a position number 6. It was a wild one. It definitely was a wild night here. How do you feel about this, Robert Hill?
Yeah, it was definitely a great race there. Nice to see the strategy of Garrett Maines pay off. As we look just outside the top 10, you see the likes of Daniel Mosteller, Braden Movick, Timmy Pacquioli, who ran strong last week. Of course, we mentioned drivers such as Chad Oxendine running outside the top 10. I got to give a shout out to Corey Abbott, Jimmy Hayden, a couple of my personal teammates up there in the top 20 as well. And a couple of guys that may be looking for stronger runs here tonight. You see Gabe Wood, not necessarily the run he wanted, got caught up in an incident. Joey Misevich as well. We saw Kenny Reel blown up on the inside with just a couple laps to go. Unfortunate for him. And right at the tail of the field tonight, Ryan Moyer, just innocent bystander, got caught up in a innocent incident there on the back straightaway, led to an incident for him that caused that car to go kaboom. So unfortunate for Ryan Moyer, he's going to come home 34th.
Can't talk enough about how exciting of a race this was. I believe we got 3 yellow flags in this one. We had a little bit of everything. We had close racing, we had pack racing, we had tire strategy, we had plenty of crashes, we had beating and banging for the lead, and then at the end of the day, we seen Garrett Maines take home the win for IDK player. It's definitely looking to be an eventful one going into this one, and I think for round 2 of the Drive Smart to Daytona Challenge, it came out to be a very good one. We catch up with Ryan Vargas. So we're going to talk to Ryan Vargas. Ryan, how do you feel about the result of what you had tonight? Obviously, it was definitely a very eventful one.
Yeah, I mean, I wore my Dale Earnhardt T-shirt tonight, right? I'm coming to you guys from California, so sorry for the technical difficulties earlier. I have my phone set up here. My iPad is what you're seeing me on. But no, I wore my Dale shirt tonight. I think it was appropriate because I think all of my teammates got into something or somebody, but they all ran absolutely amazing. Team Orange had a lot of speed tonight. We had 2 top 10s. We had 2 cars in the top 10 and another car getting a top 15 out of it. Gabe had a lot of speed. Kale had a lot of speed. Case was minding his business, doing a good job. So just really happy with how the night went. I think everybody did a phenomenal job. And this is just a fun event. Major shout out to DriveSmart for putting this together. It's unique to see this team aspect come into play.
So, Ryan, this is Chris with DriveSmart. Okay, first, I got to ask you the same question I would ask anybody else. You win this competition. You're the influencer. You're going down to Daytona. Are we eating barbecue? Are we eating sushi? Or are we eating steak?
I mean, I'm a big steak guy. Okay, so here's the thing. I've had so much barbecue in my time that, like, I can't eat much barbecue anymore, man. Doesn't sit right anymore, man. Does not sit right anymore. I'm a steak guy all the way.
What do you think about my perfect medium rare steak that I cooked tonight?
I think a medium rare steak would go perfect right now. I could use a steak right now, personally.
Thank you, Ryan.
Absolutely. Always fun when we bring in Ryan Vargas. We got some grilling in here. Ryan, how do you feel about the next 3 rounds? I mean, we still got a ways to go in this.
Man, with the speed we showed tonight, I mean, Falkingham led a majority of this race. It felt like he did a really good job controlling it, biding his time. Got a little bit there on some of those late restarts, but he did a phenomenal job just kind of managing himself, managing the pace. And I think moving forward into some of these races, he's going to be a threat to win at least a race or maybe more, hopefully. And then, just the pace from Nate, T-Patch coming in clutch, pulled an amazing strategy call. And once he got
selfish racer, bro. We're just him, bro. We're just him.
Yeah, he just did really, really good. So it was just, sorry, I got a little caught up there, but it was just a really good night overall. I heard IDK. IDK's pumped, man.
Oh, you dragged me? Sorry, Mother joined.
God,
someone joined,
on, man.
Oh, y'all heard me? I'm sorry about that. Anyways, someone came in there, talking a little bit too much. I'm just copping the moment, because I know we're the points leader. So
we're gonna
there is no warning. There is no warning whatsoever.
We're gonna talk to IDK players. So IDK, how do you feel? Well, you just won round number 2. You're pumped up, obviously. How proud of you are you of your driver, Garrett Maines? You elected your guys to go out, and they proved you right.
I told DJ I got Bo Callahan. So, I mean, I'm feeling really good. Obviously, we're still the points leader. We were kind of annoyed early on not early on in the race, but when Doug wrecked out, we were like, okay, that's not good, because we know the way the points are all counted up, and we're mainly thinking on a team point. I was watching Armstrong. I was watching what he was able to do, and they were doing a really good job back through the center of the pack. But once Doug wrecked out and then Kenny Real got wrecked, we really needed Garrett to win. And we talked about before, we were like, around 30 laps to go, someone's going to have to throw a 2-tire stop in there. And with 34 to go, the question was 4 laps too far away? And Garrett said, screw it, I'm just going to do it. And it's what honestly saved us. I think 4 of our 6 drivers finished in the top 15. So we're feeling really confident. We knew Daytona was a huge drive forward. We knew as long as we survived Dover, we're going to be a big threat for race 3, 4, and 5. So we're looking very good heading towards the second half of this season.
So IDK player, let me ask you a question. This is Chris with DriveSmart. So we just did the DriveSmart California 500 last week, right? And the NR tonight team is looking super, super strong. So say something about your boys, right? Say something about the team.
I know, right? That's why I came in here so pumped. Someone came in there, was talking about us. I was just feeling it. We were all excited the entire time. This is a lot of fun. So I saw on Twitter, and a couple people messaged me. They're like, why'd you pick the NR guys? Why'd you just go off the stat sheet alone that we were given? And I was like, well, I know these guys because they've raced for years in NR night, and I have the stat sheet for the last couple of years. We've done Dover. I know how Dover works. We've done Daytona. We've done multiple tracks. And the best part about it is, I don't know how every other chat speaks, but we're talking all the time in there. We were there an hour before the stream started, hanging out, enjoying ourselves. Matter of fact, 2 hours, probably 3, because we're in a different Discord server. The connection is easily better than any other team. Just the understanding of how everyone works really does work well. And I was watching the race, I saw some of the other drivers driving selfishly, and then there was a point in the race where Daniel Mosso, I believe he spun the tires, and I told him to allow Doug in line, and then he allowed Doug in line, and that honestly helped in the longevity of the race because they both finished inside the top 15. If he would have hung a driver on the outside that was our teammate, it would have completely changed the aspect of the points. So the best part is they all know each other. They're all really good racers. They are really close, and this is why we are leading the points, in my opinion. This has been the strategy since day one, and it's right now paying off after race 2.
So you're in first place for $3,500 for your team, but IDK player, before you leave, tell us what's your next event? Where can we go find the next NR night in America?
Oh, the next NR night's tomorrow. So we just had the e-ticket with DriveSmart, which was fantastic. 328 laps green. I don't think Jared and I have fully recovered from that one, but tomorrow we'll have the last stream of the year. We're going to go show off the 2024 paint schemes that are on iRacing. We're going to go to Daytona. We're going to do Sebring Xfinity. We're going to, I believe we also have Myrtle Beach trucks in there. So we're going to be going all over the place for 4 races guaranteed. That'll be on youtube.com/IDK player tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. And the next e-ticket event, we're looking at Daytona in February. I believe that's February 9th. So a lot of high driver demand for that. And a lot of great things looking forward. I'm very excited about the future. I'm excited about now this event. It's just a great day to smile, you know?
Absolutely, bro. It was incredible race, incredible strategy, great win for the team. And let's go ahead and bring in Garrett.
We're going to bring in Garrett Maines, who drives for IDK player. So, Garrett, how does it feel? You just won at Dover, round number 2. I'm sure you're hyped up. What went in with the thought process of taking 2 tires, and whose call was that?
You know, somebody mentioned it before the race, and I didn't get a chance to try it. But I was like, oh, that actually sounds like a good late race strategy. I wonder, you know, if that would be a play. And I thought about it with like 45 to go, and I was like, is this too early? Like, are other people going to do this? Because that was my main thing. I didn't want to get caught out with other people making that strategy call. And then, you know, we get the one with 34 to go, and I'm like, shoot, I feel like somebody's going to do it. And I don't want to be on the wrong end of this. So I did it. Well, nobody else did it, not anywhere near the front at least. And those tires were given up around lap 10. The only reason I was even able to hold on to that was I had preferred line and I had clean air. And every time Tucker slid his tires on exit, because he was trying to, you know, make every inch of the racetrack work for him on exit, I could hear him slide them every time. And I just knew if I could just hold on a little bit longer, he would probably fall off, and sure enough, and then he fell off and held everybody else up for me. So it really worked out well, and you know, it was a Hail Mary call. I honestly didn't expect it to work out. About 10 laps in, I thought I was going to probably fall back to 10th, but I mean, we're here, which is honestly shocking.
This is Chris with DriveSmart. So you're a first-round draft pick, right? Do you feel more pressure? Do you feel like you have to be the team leader, the one that performs in and out of every week and gets the best finish in every track? Like how are you dealing with that type of pressure? Like there's a lot of money on the line. There's a trip to Daytona. There's an all-inclusive trip to go and see the team. And like, how are you dealing with that right now, Garrett?
So it's funny you say that. I'm actually on vacation. I'm in Colorado. I'm from Virginia, and huge shout out to Paul Bliss for opening up his house and letting me use his rig. Honestly, I didn't even know if I was going to make the race. I was coming back from Beaver Creek, the ski resort, and literally got stuck in like an hour of traffic, which was what I had left for, you know, the padding to actually make the race, and just got fortunate to actually be able to make it tonight. And just honestly, this was not the race I expected to win. Like, I don't think I expected to win any of them. I was just, you know, hoping to be a competitive car. But I mean, I know Dover's good for me, but not being on my own rig, like, I thought that would be a game changer, but I guess not.
Well, Garrett, all the credit to you, because I know on draft night there was teams trying to trade for you, and like, you know, you're definitely a top item, right? You're the prettiest person at the dance, so that's a really great drive, and that's an incredibly awesome win. And congratulations, Garrett.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, Garrett, just quickly before I hand you back over to DLB, did you think you had anything for those guys if you didn't take that two-tire call, or were you kind of maybe tail end of the top 10?
You know, that's what made it really difficult is I think I was probably one of the fastest cars if it went green, because that first run, I started 10th and I worked my way up to, it was either 5th or 6th, but regardless of which one it was, I was consistently the fastest car on track every lap. And I had the tires left. It just obviously, we got that caution before the pit cycle. I felt like I probably could have made something happen if it had gone green. But, I just kind of got caught out on the bottom, because I think it was Bobby that just threw it in there and pinned me on the bottom, and I got trained. I went back to like 7th. And so it was kind of an uphill battle from there, just fighting to get those spots back, because I didn't feel like I should have lost those. It was just like I let myself get put in a bad position, trying to be conservative and like pace myself, because I knew if it went green that I could get it. But it all worked out there. That strategy, I was really on the fence with it, purely because it was kind of taking away an opportunity if it didn't work out. Like, I was already in a good position, but definitely not complaining. At the end of the day, it worked out for me.
Yeah, you trusted your gut, Garrett, and look where you ended up, right? You ended up in first place, trusting your gut, and that was a heck of a drive, brother. That was a heck of a drive, and I cannot wait to see you again in the next race. It's not next week, right? Not next Thursday, because we have Christmas and the holiday weekend, but the week after that, dude, I cannot wait to see you out there and see if you can go and replicate that same finish. So it was really good talking to you, Garrett, and I can't wait to see you in the next race.
I appreciate it.
So thank you so much for jumping in, and also Garrett, congratulations on that win. Thank you so much for the interview, and we are going to give away some Uber cards, I believe, so that's going to be fun. We got more giveaways for everyone who stuck around to the end. I'm sure we're going to go talk to Chris and see what he has to say.
All right, so listen, first and foremost, I have a beautiful steak here. The steak is incredible, okay?
You're teasing us, Chris.
We are going to give away 2 Uber gift cards, right, from the Twitter giveaway. But right now, anybody in chat on the DriveSmart Warranty YouTube page, I need you to start chatting, because you know what happens next, right? We're going to give you a super, super sick hoodie, right? So start chatting now, and we're going to give away that hoodie next. But first, we're going to bring up the Wheel of Destiny. I know you can see your name in there. We're going to go ahead and spin that thing, and whoever wins, that's going to get the 3rd of 4th Uber gift cards, and then we'll go spin it again, and we'll give that 4th of 4th. So go ahead, production team, hit that thing. All right, so
you got to say all those numbers.
993 and a whole bunch of numbers. All right, you just won an Uber gift card. All you have to do is just message us on Twitter or X, right? You got to message us on X, and we're going to go ahead and get you that gift card. So congratulations on your win. And I guess right now what we should do is go ahead and spin that last Uber gift card. You ready for that, production team? Let's go ahead and rip that thing. I can see my name in there.
Maybe a win, Chris.
And then the last winner of tonight is Kicksody. Kicksody, congratulations. Guess what? You just won a $50 Uber gift card. And all we want to do is promote safe driving, right? There's nothing wrong with going out and have a good time on the weekend, on the holidays, but you should never drive drunk, right? Drive sober, get pulled over, and anytime you drive drunk, you're not driving smart, right? And all we're doing tonight is driving smart. But we have one last thing to give out tonight, right? And that's going to be the last hoodie. So make sure you're getting your comments in chat, and we're going to give that hoodie away in about 30 seconds. So anybody who hasn't, let's go and get those chats in now. And then why don't we go roll that right now? And we have an Alan Hall. Alan Hall, congratulations. You just won one of our sick hoodies, okay? So you need to do one of 2 things. You either need to go to DJ EJ's Discord and go ahead and message him directly, or go into our Twitter. Go ahead and message us. And congratulations, you just won a hoodie. Team, this has been incredible tonight. Viewers, this has been incredible tonight, and drivers, this has been incredible tonight. We cannot wait to see you in our next race.
Oh, how's the steak? We got to have like a sample here. So how's the steak?
All right, so the steak is incredible. Look at this thing. It is perfect medium rare. Okay. Look how easy that breaks open. I don't want to talk.
Look at the size of that slice.
It's incredible. Look at this thing.
That's the size of a small child.
Gotta love Chris, always coming in here with the entertainment, and what a cook that man is. We're gonna go with Robert for the points.
Yeah, we just got an update here on the points. Just rolled in. The current leader of the team standings, IDK Players Team, 256 points, ahead of 232 for Casey Kerwin's team. The DJ team in third with 216, 200 points. In fourth is Ryan Vargas's team. Landon Huffman and his crew currently 189 points back in fifth, and rounding out the field with 178 points is Raw Gator. So the back half of those standings definitely closing up a little bit towards the front, but a great night for IDK Player. And we do have a tie for the driver points. Believe it to be Tucker Minter and Garrett Maines tied for that overall lead. So a bit of extra incentive for those guys.
Always looking to be entertaining here in the DriveSmart Daytona. So we're gonna go final thoughts from Jeff Maconi.
This race ultimately boiled down to strategy and, like I said, putting it in the hands of the drivers. Garrett Maines made that very aggressive call with about 30 laps to go to go with a two-tire stop. I know a lot of people in chat were a bit nervous about it, but like I said, if you could just hold on to it and understand that it's going to drive differently, keep yourself clear, keep yourself smart, and that's exactly what he did. Any time that anyone got a run on him, he pinch him down on corner exit and hold on to it. That was some very, very smart driving that got Garrett Maines the win, and I'm excited to see how these drivers tackle the next three races. Crunch time is starting to start, so it's going to be very fun to watch as these drivers go for the last of these races.
Absolutely. Now we're points racing. Let's go to Robert.
Yeah, great race here tonight. Garrett Maines picking up the victory off of a fantastic strategy call by that team. Another solid run by Bobby Zelensky, rebounding after getting sideways last week at Daytona. Falkingham up there as well. He was strong at Daytona, and these guys are setting up really nicely for the final three races coming up in the new year. But I think we got to keep our eyes all season long on the Tucker Minter and Garrett Maines machines, because those guys are going to go neck and neck all season long, duking it out for that title.
We're going to turn it over to Chris and see what his final thoughts are.
All right, so listen, that was an incredible race, right? Love everything I'm seeing so far. Daytona was sick, right? There was such a great finish. Daytona, it was a different monster, right? Monster Mile, that was a completely different monster. But now we're looking at tied first places. Tucker, right? Garrett. We are looking at something that's going to be incredible. I just hope you guys, when you get down to Daytona, you love a little bit of steak, all right? So super incredible, and I'll see you guys soon.
Absolutely. You heard it there. I think it was the entertaining one. It sounds like, like I said, it had a little bit of everything. We had crashes. We had a little bit of tempers here and there, some aggressive drivers. We had tire strategy, tire wear. We had the leaders beating and banging off each other. It was an eventful one, to say the least. And next race, we are going to be back here in 2 weeks. We got a fun schedule coming up. We got some great tracks. We got Miami left. We got Indianapolis left. We got plenty of them, and it's going to be a lot of fun on the next day. Not next Thursday, but the Thursday after that. So I hope everyone has a great Merry Christmas during that off week, because we're going to be right back here on the DriveSmart channel, kicking it off with more action. Jeff Maconi, I see you got your little cat there. Looking great.
Danica Catrick, her sister is Amelia Pernhart.
I love it.
That's incredible.
I love it. So I hope everyone enjoyed the stream here tonight. It was a fun one. I hope everyone has a very, very Merry Christmas as we have completed round number 2 of the Drive Smart to Daytona Challenge from Dover. Congratulations, Garrett Maines. And we're going to tune it out from there. Have a Merry Christmas, and we'll be back in 2 weeks.